70% of strategies fail, not due to flawed ideas, but because of the lack of a clear, executable roadmap capable of mobilizing the entire organization. As resources gradually deplete and expectations rise, ambiguity in vision and disarray in goals can push the entire system into a cycle of waste. Critical decisions are being drowned out by hundreds of urgent, directionless tasks. Without timely restructuring of strategic thinking, the consequence isn't just a loss of direction, it's a loss of opportunity. This is the time for a real plan, coherent, focused, and action-driven. So what are the specific steps to build a strategy that can lead and drive true transformation? Part 1. Strategic structure. 4 core questions. Every great strategy begins by answering 4 questions. Where are we now? Where do we want to go? What will stand in our way? And what must we do to overcome it? This is not philosophy, this is a practical tool. It clarifies the current state, maps out the destination, identifies obstacles, and shapes actions. Strategy doesn't exist in a vacuum. It comes to life when connected to reality, when the whole organization faces the present truthfully, dares to dream of the future, and bravely takes action. Strategic clarity begins with acceptance. We are not great at everything. We have strengths and weaknesses. We are facing both visible and invisible resistances. The opening questions of strategy are enlightening tools, not internal polish. They are real orientation tools. Strategic thinking is not just vision, but comprehensive preparation to confront reality. Any plan that does not begin with truth is pure fiction. When strategy lacks the right questioning framework, organizations fall into a reactive mode, reacting to the market, reacting to competitors, reacting to crises. The 4 strategic questions are the map that helps the organization not only react, but act proactively. From proactivity comes power. From power comes choice. And from choice comes victory. Strategy is not for the vague-minded. It is for those who dare to ask, dare to see, and dare to choose the hardest road to build the greatest outcomes. Part 2. Strategic input, external forces and internal capabilities. Strategy cannot be built on feelings. It must be grounded in real data, real perspectives, and reflections of reality. Strategic input consists of 2 pillars, external analysis and internal analysis. The outside world, where change never stops. The inside, where people, processes, and culture shape execution capabilities. Without accurate inputs, strategy is flawed from the start. Inputs are the fuel for leadership thinking. The tool for decisions made not from emotion, but from deep understanding. The external picture must be decoded with practical tools: SWOT, PESTEL, market, competition, customer behavior. But more importantly, the ability to detect trends. The world is changing rapidly. Technology, society, economy, politics all can shift the rules of the game. A good strategy not only reacts but anticipates, clearly seeing where opportunities lie and where threats loom. External analysis is not for display. It is for action. Right time, right direction, right method. Internal capability determines the speed and depth of every plan. It's not just about headcount, but the quality of thinking. Not just about budget, but the ability to allocate flexibly. Not just about process, but how adaptable that process is. Staff surveys, leadership assessments, cultural bottleneck identification, all are forms of strategic mirror checking. An organization cannot grow if it dares not look within. It cannot soar if its internal force remains unknown. A truly reliable strategy is not built solely in a meeting room. It comes from hundreds of diverse perspectives. Employees, customers, partners, all hold a vital piece of the puzzle. Strategic input must be a synthesis of feedback spirit, practical insights, and validated data. Without participation, there is no trust. Without trust, strategy is just a beautiful document with no executors. A solid strategy is one born from many voices. Part 3. Vision, creating a concrete future. Vision is not a slogan. It is a bold declaration of the future the organization seeks to create. Without a clear vision, the organization gets lost among thousands of daily choices. Vision doesn't need to be beautiful, it needs to be authentic. Not abstract, but concrete. Not pleasing, but guiding. A correct vision gives direction to every action. It turns small decisions into part of a grand journey. It motivates, inspires hope, and maintains rhythm across the system. Vision must be described with vivid imagery. If success is a place, we must illustrate what that place looks like. How many customers? What technology? What kind of team? What is the community impact? The clearer the picture, the more the team understands, believes, and acts. Vision must not be vague. It must shine brightly enough to lead. Be real enough to avoid being labeled delusional, and be big enough to open up long-term development potential. No vision, no direction. No direction, all effort scatters. A proper vision is not just a dream, but a choice. The choice to sacrifice the small for the big. The choice to say no to what's irrelevant. The choice to keep the fire alive while results are still pending. It helps the organization overcome uncertainty, helps employees see the value in daily actions, and helps leaders anchor every strategic decision. A correct vision is when every individual in the organization can clearly imagine and feel excited to contribute to its realization. The more specific the vision, the stronger the strategy. It helps the organization prioritize better, communicate more clearly, measure more effectively. It compels the organization to ask, does what we're doing bring us closer to the vision? If not, stop. If yes, accelerate. Vision is the strategic gatekeeper. It shields the organization from distractions. It is the compass in the sea of strategy, and it is the collective promise. We are all heading toward one destination. Vision is also a tool to attract and retain talent. Talented people don't look for jobs. They look for a cause worth contributing to. A strong vision generates intrinsic magnetism. No need for flashy recruitment tactics, no need for exaggerated compensation. Just a bold commitment to a future worth fighting for. When someone feels they are creating something bigger than themselves, they go all in. Vision transforms an organization into a movement, and movements are unstoppable. Part 4. Mission and Values, the Reason and Way of Existence. Mission is the root of all organizational behavior. It doesn't answer what do we want, but why do we exist? An organization without a clear mission easily loses its way when markets shift. A mission must be so clear that any employee can recite it, understand it, and live it. No fluff, no flowery language. One sentence, concise, piercing straight into the heart of existence. When the mission lives in people's hearts, strategy turns into action. A successful organization doesn't just exist to make money. It exists to solve a specific problem for a specific group of people. Who are our core customers? What problem do we solve for them? And how do we solve it in a way no one else can? These questions are the core of the mission. When clarified, they become a daily decision-making tool, the foundation for all strategy, product development, and outstanding customer experiences. Values are behavioral culture made concrete. Not just what we believe, but what we do, especially when no one is watching. Values are shown in how the organization reacts to risk, pressure, and conflict. They define what's encouraged and what's rejected. No matter how strong a strategy is, if not grounded in clear values, it is easily broken by misaligned behaviors. Values are the fortress safeguarding strategy during execution. You don't need to list 10 values, just 3 to 5 core ones, but lived every day. Values are not pretty words on a slide. They must be embodied in hiring, training, promotions, and discipline. Values should describe the ideal person in the organization. And when someone asks, what's it like working here? Values are the answer. Clear values create strong culture. Strong culture protects strategy from decay. Part 5. Strategic Barriers, from People to Resources. Strategy doesn't fail on paper. It fails in execution. And the main reason isn't the idea, it's the barriers. The number one barrier is lack of leadership alignment. When leaders don't share the same direction, the organization is like a rudderless boat. The second barrier is poor communication. Employees don't understand the strategy or misunderstand it. The third is resource shortage. Not enough people, money, or time to turn plans into actions. And finally, lack of buy-in. No one wants to execute a plan that's imposed. A successful strategy is built with participation. When employees can contribute ideas, they feel acknowledged. When they feel acknowledged, they act proactively. Buy-in is more important than enforcement. Voluntary action is more powerful than commands. To achieve buy-in, the door to dialogue must open early. Every effective strategy bears the mark of many minds, not just a powerful few. Risk is unavoidable, but unexpected is no excuse for blame. A smart organization must anticipate, identify uncertainties, classify them by impact and likelihood, then build clear response plans. Don't be passive. Proactive risk management protects execution speed. The most successful plans are those with the strongest contingency plans. Strategy is not about choosing the straight path. It's about preparing for every curve. The resource equation must be answered with precision and realism. Don't write grand plans without enough people to carry them out. Don't set high goals without time to pursue them. Don't expect unrealistic results without appropriate investment. Resources are limited, but limitations are the foundation for creativity. A good strategy knows its limits, optimizes them, focuses on what truly makes a difference, and dares to say no to what doesn't. Part 6. Strategic structure. From vision to KPI. A great strategy has a lean structure. From vision, the organization defines its mission. From the mission, it sets specific objectives. From objectives, strategies and tactics are developed. From there, broken down into measurable, actionable steps. Each layer connects with the one above. Not fragmented, not scattered, not vague. This is a logical chain reaction that fuels execution power. Any plan missing a single link will collapse from within. KPIs are not for nice reports. KPIs are an early warning system, a dashboard showing when to accelerate, when to adjust. Every strategy needs accompanying metrics, clear, quantifiable, time-bound. Everyone in the organization needs to know what they're doing, why they're doing it, and how to know if it's working. Without KPIs, all actions are blind. No sense of progress, no motivation, no clear guide for improvement. A key point: don't overload with metrics. Focus on what matters. An impressive plan is not about the number of KPIs, but their precision and relevance. Every KPI must reflect what truly needs to be measured. And if it can't be measured, don't do it. Measurement is not admin work. It is vital to keep strategy sharp. A strategy without a monitoring mechanism is incomplete. A strategy without metrics is immature. Strategic structure is also the structure of action. It helps each team understand their contribution. It's the foundation for budget allocation, the basis for initiative prioritization, the mechanism for resource coordination, and the way to ensure unified action. Strategy doesn't live on paper. It lives in every daily decision-making structure. Every meeting, every email, every proposal must reflect that strategy. If not, the strategy is just a slogan. Part 7. Cascading goals, assigning to individuals. Strategy only truly comes alive when it is broken down into individual actions. From organizational goals, it must cascade down to departments, teams, and then specific individuals. This is the cascade process, pouring strategy from the top down. If an employee cannot answer, "How does my work today contribute to the strategy?" it's not their fault. It's the strategist's fault. Horizontal and vertical alignment is essential to create collective momentum. Every goal must have a clear owner. Don't assign to the marketing team or the operations board. It must have a specific name. That person is responsible for tracking, driving, and being ultimately accountable for results. This is not a burden, it's empowerment. When a goal is tied to a person, it gains a heart, action, and outcome. Lack of clear ownership is why many initiatives die young. No one acts, no one knows, no one remembers. The cascade process isn't a one-time act. It requires ongoing monitoring. A two-way feedback loop must be created. From top down, there's direction. From bottom up, there's reality. When leaders understand employee difficulties and employees understand the organization's big goals, actions will naturally align with strategy. Cascading is not fragmentation, it's connection. The bridge between high-level strategy and daily execution. When done right, it creates a vibrant strategic ecosystem. Part 8. Execution and communication, keeping strategy alive. Strategy doesn't implement itself. It must be communicated continuously, correctly, sufficiently, consistently. Communication is oxygen for strategy. Without oxygen, strategy suffocates. People forget. Focus shifts. The organization drifts. Communication isn't just sending emails. It's updates, group feedback sessions, inspirational stories retold daily. Leaders must turn strategy into a living topic, not a binder on a shelf. Effective communication doesn't just say what, but explains why. Why does this matter? Why the change? Why should employees care? When people understand the reason, they connect. When connected, they give their all. Communication must also be flexible. Some learn visually, some prefer listening, others need to read. Use every suitable medium. A good strategy with bad communication is like holding gold but not knowing how to give it. Execution is the toughest stage. This is when strategy meets reality, when barriers, resistance, and delays surface. A great organization doesn't avoid execution, they face it. Adjust, learn fast, keep the strategy alive by tracking progress regularly, periodically evaluating effectiveness, and never easing up on key priorities. A strong strategy isn't just good on paper, but persistent in the long run, and alive in everyone's heart. Not every strategy deserves execution. An ambitious plan can become worthless if it lacks cohesion, discipline, and courage to follow through. What happens when vision becomes just a slogan? When values are drowned in daily conflict? No one said strategy is easy, but the hardest part is not thinking big, it's doing consistently, doing genuinely, doing to the end. Who keeps the fire burning when things go cold? Strategy doesn't distinguish ideals, it reveals who is truly committed. Thank you for watching the whole video. Please like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos.